Hello and welcome to this first episode of my new podcast, The Whispers of Your Inner Child. I'm Lisa Skeffington, an award-winning consultant psychotherapist, psychodynamic mentor, author, and woman who once believed she wasn't enough. Now, if you've ever doubted your worth, if you've ever felt like you're spinning plates, if you find yourself always showing up strong on the outside while silently struggling on the inside with imposter syndrome, constantly taunting and feeling like you're just keeping burnout at bay, then this space is for you. I support incredible women battling high-functioning anxiety behind a mask of outward success to break free from anxiety and communicate confidently in a way that gets them seen and heard without conflict, so that they can feel good about themselves and thrive authentically as the woman they were always meant to be. Now, this podcast is not about surface level fixes. It's about returning to the child within, the little one buried beneath those layers of perfectionism, overachievement, and anxiety. The one still whispering, "Please see me. Please hear me. Please help me." Today, in this first episode, I want to share with you my story. Not for sympathy, but for connection. Because I know that in sharing truth, we unlock truth in others. And maybe, just maybe, something in my story will whisper to something buried in yours. Now, my journey didn't begin with accolades. It began with silence, with shame, with anxiety, that became a constant companion from my early years through adolescence into adulthood. I grew up in a home where psychological, physical, emotional, and financial control ruled, and safety was scarce. School wasn't a refuge either. It was another battleground. Being massively underweight, with an unhealthy relationship to food, I was bullied for how I looked, for my relentless skin problems, for my lack of confidence, and for how I stammered over my words, for being me. I remember there were times that I'd stand on a high bridge as a teenager, having run from home, thinking the pain was too much, and how ending my life would be the way out of the chaos and the powerlessness that consumed me. And then sobbing because I wasn't even brave enough to jump. That's how broken I felt. I was lost in the chaos of a world that told me at every turn that my father was right. I was wrong. I was crazy. I was weak, and I was unlovable. But deep down, a whisper inside me still said, "You are meant for more. You will get out of this, and you will survive." One day, I made a promise to God in my desperateness that if He got me through, I'd dedicate my life to helping others not to feel so trapped and unsafe and alone as I did then. Now that whisper grew louder one night at a university taster weekend when I was just 17, speaking with a psychology lecturer called Gary. He told me something no one had ever told me before, that the nervous convulsions I was experiencing were not madness, as my father had insisted, telling me so often. If you tell anyone, they'll lock you up because you're mad, you're insane. And I grew to believe him. I was very scared. Gary explained to me that they were symptoms of intense emotional confusion and distress. They were signs that something inside me needed love, not rejection. In that moment, something began to shift. I told myself, I am smart. I am lovable. I will get out of this. And that whisper began slowly, gradually to dispel the false beliefs that had held me prisoner in that madness until that point. The whisper deepened my promise to God. And I did get out. I worked 4 jobs to save hard, into the early hours sometimes. Then, with the help of some amazing teachers, I found the support and courage to leave the abuse behind. I studied and worked in London and then on to Barcelona. But even then, even when I was free, I was still anxious. I was angry, I was defensive, still carrying the weight of that little girl inside who hadn't yet been heard. Becoming a mother brought love and joy beyond measure, but also haunting flashbacks and panic attacks as I spiraled into an emotional breakdown. I was so afraid that the monster in my father was in me, and I would pass that on to my little girl. Traditional counselling and medication, well, that didn't help at all. Until one day I found someone who helped me not just to cope, but to heal. Her name was Wendella Clark, and she was a consultant psychotherapist and hypnotherapist. She inspired the work I do now. Wendella guided me to connect with the wounded girl within me, not to fix her, but to finally and freely love her. That was the turning point. That was when I stood in my garden, sunshine on my face, crying tears of joy. As I whispered to myself, I'm realizing that I've lived my life until this point based on beliefs about myself that don't belong to me. Those beliefs were never mine. It's time to let them go. That moment, I gave myself permission to get to understand myself and to accept myself truly for the first time. I began to break free from the beliefs that had tortured the young girl within me, who got crushed all those years before. This whisper grew stronger to become my mission today, to help women like you break free from anxiety, self-doubt, and imposter syndrome, because I know the symptoms are only part of your story. Burnout, overgiving, people-pleasing, they're all signs of a scared little girl inside, trying to feel safe in a world that once hurt her. I'm so proud of how much my life has changed and how much I've grown within myself since the days when I needed help with anxiety. Today, I live a life I love, and I feel free and happy, relaxed and secure within myself. From my heart to yours, please know this. You too deserve a life where you thrive, where self-doubt fades and confidence flourishes. You too can find peace, fulfillment, and the unwavering belief that you are enough. So in this podcast series, we're going to talk about what's really going on beneath the surface. You'll hear stories of other incredible women in history, reflections, gentle guidance, and every episode, I'll help you tune into those whispers within yourself, the ones you've been trained to ignore. Together, we'll rewrite your story with inspiration from other incredible women in history and today. We'll rewrite your story from struggle to strength, from anxious to empowered. Because, like me, your life free from fear and filled with possibility wants you to. And if right now your inner child is whispering, "Could this be me?" the answer is yes. And she's ready to be heard. So let's begin this journey together. Because you are not broken. You are not too much. You are not alone. You are enough. You always were. And you don't need to earn your worth anymore. You just need to bring your young self safely home to the truth of who you are. So thank you for listening. I'm Lisa Skeffington, and I can't wait to walk beside you. Until next time, with my Lisa love. Follow the whispers of your inner child and never miss an episode. Find out more about my work at empoweredmomentum.com.